Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Fine.
Bubble up.
Done.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome in, welcome in.
Hello, Martin. Hello.
Hello, welcome. How was everybody's weekend? Hello, Joshua.
Joshua.
How was everybody's weekend? Anybody have anything fantastic happen? Morning, I have something to tell you girls that happened to me. Oh,
Yay!
Perfect. We want to hear it.
Yes.
What happened?
We definitely want to hear.
Enlighten us.
Oh, you just glitched out. We are some powerful
Whoa,
ass
whoa, whoa.
beings.
All right, last night I was taking care of someone and I am glitching out. I actually feel pretty like cool doing that.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you feeling? I think I astral projected. What? Really?
Really?
Like, while you were like awake and conscious and doing like caretaking?
So what happened? Where'd you go?
Oh, Jackie said she's feeling awesome. Good.
Good.
And something moved my blankets off of me.
Oh, wow.
And
I was just
like,
going to say, could you move?
Couldn't move 3 times. Wow.
Did you like see yourself go somewhere, or do you feel like you just kind of like stayed out of your body?
Weird, like a dream. Okay.
Yeah.
So were you actually asleep and dreaming? Or was this like during your waking?
Or were you like trying to meditate?
But that's exciting. We were just talking about that. We were just talking about like, right? Popping out of the body and stuff.
Yeah. like you're popping out of... She keeps popping out, everyone. It's okay. She'll be back. Not to fear.
Weird, like a dream. Wow. Well, congratulations. Did you get scared at all? That's the one thing, like...
During sleep,
okay.
Yeah. But I was like awake and... Okay.
And you knew, okay. That is really cool. I would always get like bugged out when I'll have feelings during the day where I start to pop out and I'm like, get back in. But I was so too tired to get up. Okay. Wow. That is awesome. Well, good for you.
Hold on. I want to like...
Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning. Hold on, wait. All right, look, y'all. So it has just come to my attention on my own and through my own attention, that I tend to like yell in this live. I like yell on the screen. So if I get too loud, I apologize. Don't like, I don't want to make...
You're so passionate.
I am passionate.
Plus my voice.
Well, I don't really like apologize because
No.
I'm just loud in general. I'm just a loud person.
I think you've gotten louder
think it's
over the
funny.
past like month or so. And I think that it's part of your own like coming more and more into who you are, and just like you're a lot more like I don't take shit from nobody type. And I feel like it's you kind of coming into a new state of your own, which I think is very attractive. Except when I'm trying...
Hello, Nancy. Good morning.
Good morning. Except when I'm really trying to keep you quiet so the kids don't know that we're awake. Because as soon as they do, they need something. And I'm like, shut up. And you're like, I had a dream last night that I was traveling and I did this. And I'm like, babe. But you are a voicist. Like you heal with your voice, so it's supposed to carry.
Yeah.
But I'll just remind you when I need you to like tone it down so like we can cloak ourselves. Not from you guys. From our kids.
Martin, yes. I'm glad that you said that because I was going to circle back around to you. It is, what I'm getting is that it's actually one of your spirit guides, but it's ancestral. So it's this weird, like, how do you explain that? Like your spirit, it's one of your guides, but very indigenous and is really only here for this season and cycle of your life that you're stepping into, which is going to be a big part of your life. So it's more like go time, go time, go time. There's something in that house that you saw that would relate to this. Something physical that you saw, and that was, you charted that. So, and it was trying to get your attention, like, okay, this is go time. Something because you're supposed to be using more of your abilities and something's holding you back. So it's like kind of propelling you into that through a state of like curiosity.
Oh,
if that makes sense.
Like getting you excited about it, like interested.
Yeah. Like, okay. And it is, it's a sign like.
Put a camera on, so.
Right. And like your soul charted this, like, I'm like, I need something to kind of like jolt me into this direction if I don't move into that direction. And so you've been like really procrastinating moving forward in this area. You're going to know what this is, what they're talking about. More so because you're like doubting yourself and they're like, come on, let's go. So that's
good morning, Rach. Good morning, Callie.
Good morning. Good morning.
Crazy Kim. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Nancy. I think we may have started. I said good morning, but good morning again.
Hello, loves.
Yeah.
Hello.
I figured it would be something about that. I need shadow work. Oh, yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if you wrote back yet. I didn't double check. It's been a crazy weekend. But yeah.
Been a crazy weekend.
So, all right. Well, anybody else asked to travel this weekend? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Nancy.
I had a lot of like, for me, I had a lot of like, old stuff coming up, like old emotions from when I was like young. That's what it felt like anyway.
Well, I was
coming up
away. Yeah, Callie asked how was the bachelorette trip. It was really fun. I didn't sleep at all. I didn't sleep at all. I slept a couple hours. Not because I'm a crazy partier or anything. I was actually like the house mom.
Thank you, Martin, for the trumpet. Thank you for supporting our goal. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Andrea's like tuning in with me, of course, from far away. And she's like, you're clearing stuff from your throat chakra, honey. Mm-hmm. But it was around, this is an interesting thing. When you start to evolve and you get higher on the spectrum, the higher frequency. And then, I love those little hearts.
I know, I love them too.
And then you go back and be around people from your past. It's a weird feeling, especially when those people have not evolved there. You know, some of them, a couple of them, like a little bit. I'm like, one of my friends, I was like telling her, I've been seeing a lot of angel numbers lately, and I've been seeing words on license plates lately, and I saw my friend's dog's name on a license plate when I was driving recently, right before I was about to see her. So I told her, and she thought that was cool. But there wasn't a lot other than that, a lot of relating that I could do with them if I didn't want to just start getting like preachy or get into a conversation. And I'm like, this isn't the time or place. So
it would come off as preaching.
It would have, yeah.
Just because yeah.
And boy, was it hard to bite my tongue when they all started talking about mammograms. I was like, just keep cooking the eggs, Lindsay. Keep cooking the eggs. I'm like, it's not worth it. It's like, it's hard. And we all have like, you have to find a spot to like, there's a fine line between, is this my moment to like get involved and change these people's lives? Or do I just let them walk their path and their journey and just love and support them?
And it's hard too when like you know, your friends and your family, like they know what you do.
Yeah.
Right? And they know.
And they're definitely not asking you about it.
Yeah,
so.
And they don't ask. And so it does kind of feel like there's like this disconnection there. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, you know, you can't change who you are, and you better never change who you are just to like fit back in there, and you just do your best that you can. And if it begins to fade away, then, you know, you accept that and honor that.
Yeah. Rach said I had a gathering this weekend and it was so awkward. We just don't have anything in common.
That I think for me, like when I was going
yeah.
through my awakening, in the beginning, that was like one of the hardest things for me, because I felt like not only was I going through this alone, because this wasn't a mainstream thing when I was going through my awakening. Like, you didn't even find that shit on Google. Like, you were in the library looking this stuff up, you know? And I just always felt like I was just losing more and more and more people, and I was just like becoming a loner, you know? The beautiful thing about this, though, is that the more that you awaken and you step into your authenticity, you draw in your solid crew,
the new
right?
people. Mm-hmm.
Your tribe just grows, and that tribe is so freaking authentic and strong, and just like the type of people that you want to be around. They're the ones that are going to continue to help you grow because they're constantly growing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They have that same commitment, and they're just excited as you about like the numbers that you just saw, or the, you know, the epiphany that you just had, you know? And even like, I think we have a hard time like in our everyday life finding people who hit all the marks on being like us being able to like talk to about this stuff. But Source also brought us each other, you know? And Andrea was the first person that got, like, I always felt like I was looking for somebody who got it. That's the way I described it. I just need somebody who gets it like I do. And then when I met people who I thought got, like, I'm like, you're there, you're there, you're there. And then they'd be like they'd say something that would just show me like, wow, you are not there at all. Like being really hard on themselves in a way that was just not, like, I don't know, stifling themselves or whatever. But it was like really hard, like strong beliefs, basically. Strong beliefs that kept them from their full potential, that they were like not willing to work past. They're like, this is who I am. Yeah. And I was like, you're not there. And I would get really like disheartened. And then I met Andrea, and she was the first one that I was like, you get it, you get it. And I'll never forget, I was just telling the story about how we like came together to a friend of mine on our drive home. And I was thinking about this, and it was like so Andrea and I took this trip together when we took just like a girls' road trip together, or just as friends in the beginning. And I remember coming home, and I was like, we just talked spirit and energy like the whole time. Like I could just be me the whole entire time. That was the best. And I remember telling my then husband, I'm like, that was the best feeling ever. I could just be myself the whole time. Like everything was just, it was automatically already like, you know, no words to, like, you didn't have to explain anything. It just already was. And like, so when you start to find your tribe members like that, and you're like, oh my God, I can just speak openly about all the shit that everybody else thinks I'm crazy for.
4
There's
years
nothing like it.
later.
4 years later. And then
4 years later.
Then you
don't
fall
worry.
in love with
Spirituality is not the cause of lesbianism, and it doesn't mean that you're going to end up with your whole life may blow up, but it's going to get better.
It's going to get better.
You'll end up exactly where you're supposed to be.
It's so funny. Oh, my twin sister's my go-to spiritual person. We can talk for hours. That's awesome.
That's good.
And it's so nice that it's your twin sister.
Yeah, I
too.
know.
Like that's so special.
Yeah,
that is really special. I know, like my sister, after Andrea is my sister, and she's not my twin, but we're like Irish twins, and she even thinks I'm wacky sometimes, but she like is still open to hearing it, even if it's like beyond her. And that's like, that's good too. It's like the people who, even though they're like, I'm not fully where you are, but I like trust you. So I'll listen, you know, and I'll still like entertain you and everything. Even that is like beautiful, you know? I'm on the contrary. I'm also an identical twin, and she's stuck in the 3D. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. Well, it's crazy, too, that you're both twins.
That's crazy. I have twins, so it's like twins.
Yeah, in our chat today.
Yeah.
But
that is gotta be hard.
And that might be like a karmic, that's a big place to learn lessons. And so especially for you with your twin, it's like, look at what she's mirroring back to you, like the things that she's doing, and take that as like, she's like a karmic, like kind of like a karmic relationship, or like a soul growth relationship. So when someone that close to you is completely opposite, it's because you're supposed to like learn from each other, or learn to let go, or learn like, what have you learned from her, you know?
used to be so tight and dream. Yeah. Well, like, it's so crazy because you never know. You never know if you are going to be the catalyst to her coming around. Maybe you had to go first and get there first, and that is what's going to be the catalyst for her within her own divine timing. Maybe not. But nonetheless, she's definitely going to mirror anything. Pay close attention to the things that she does or says that may trigger you, because she probably is going to be one of your biggest helpers. 9 times out of 10, when twins come in, one is a guide, one is a living guide for the other. I've seen that. It's so common. Yours, right. So even if you are her guide, right? You're still gonna be great teachers for each other. So it's really good to pay close attention to anything that may trigger you or upset you, because it is showing that for you.
You don't want to go into like
James said I was that for my twin, 100%.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. Like, you guys should talk.
Yeah. You have twins too?
What?
This is just the twin man.
Yeah. Try not to go into judgment about like where she's at.
Yeah.
Like Andrea said, like, look at it as like, she's helping me grow.
Yeah.
Because when you go there, then you lose that ability to learn from her.
Yeah. And like, honestly, the best thing that you could do is just lead by example.
Right.
Just lead by example. Mm-hmm. But have boundaries. Have boundaries. And I'm only saying that because I see, like, with my twins, I have to tell my daughter, because I have a boy-girl twin, that she needs to have boundaries with her brother, because he does rely on her a lot. Mm-hmm. In a lot of ways, but then in turn, on the outside looking in, is not always the nicest to her. Like, we'll just like use her essentially.
Use her and lose her, basically.
Yeah.
He's like, I need you now. Now I don't.
Her,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I told her, I was like, you have to put up boundaries. You have to put up boundaries. Mm-hmm. They were so close when they were younger, and then and they ended up having to go to different schools because my daughter's deaf, so I put her in a deaf private school. And he went to public mainstream school, and that is like when he like kind of like turned on her. So we've done a lot of work on like, abandonment and stuff, because I personally think that's kind of like what that is for him. But and now that they're older, she's in public mainstream, so they're in the same school now.
They're rebuilding.
Yeah, they are rebuilding, and like they are getting closer. It's weird. They actually are meaner to each other in front of us than when they're alone.
Yeah, it's almost like they have to put on that. They're like, this is what we portrayed to you for a while, so we can't break character and let you know that we actually kind of like each other. Mm-hmm. But
she is like the mother. She tries to act like his mother all the time, and he drives him insane. Mm-hmm.
Until he needs help with math.
Until he came to us, and I'm like, go to your sister, y'all in the same class. And he's like, fine. So he goes up there, and then she like makes it like it's a big deal. Like,
she's like in all her glory, like,
but she's loved in that because she just eats him up. Like, she just wants him all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But that's crazy. Speaking of twins, well, I'm like thinking twin flames, but did anybody get a chance to listen to the part 1 of Andrea's God Day story? I think like the build up, you just got like the build up going, and I'm like, I can't wait to like for the rest to unfold.
Yeah.
But yeah, on our podcast.
I tried really hard to keep it in one segment, and it just didn't happen. It's just too much goodness in there.
The details are too important.
They're important, and I am a woman of context, so mine are always going to be like full of context, because it's just how I am. But yeah, like I was super excited for that episode to come out, because it is so amazing when you go through these types of experiences, and I'm like, you can't make this shit up. Like, you can't make it up, And I'm like, that is, I think, going through like what we've gone through on our spiritual journey, and the processes that we've had, and experiences and lessons and so on and so forth. What I've learned collectively by seeking and finding the truth is that magical existence is our everyday. It is our birthright. Like, it's just not even our birthright. it's just what is. It is what is,
Magic is real.
And it just makes me, it gives me that drive, is like part of my mission and purpose, is to lead people back to stepping into what is truth, what is reality, that part of existence, because that is real. Like, every single day we have magic shit happen. Mm-hmm. What people would consider like magic shit,
Yeah.
But it is just what is. Mm-hmm. I don't really know how else to explain that, but
it's like you start living. It's like you're Harry Potter and you go away to the school year at Hogwarts, and then you have to come home and go back to like the mundane Muggle world. Yeah. And it's like the more that you do this, the more you just stay in the wizard world. Or the wizard world leeches into your Muggle world.
Oh my God! I just thought of something.
What? What is that?
I feel like this is why it was so difficult for us to like separate this past weekend, and for you to like leave, because you literally had to go into another dimension.
I had to go into the Muggle world. It was horrifying.
No, I'm being dead serious though, because like it's so like not a part of our existence, and like what those things, they come in. Obviously, we're so connected to it, but it was just like, it just felt like there was like such this like disconnect, and that would make a lot of sense.
We're in different dimensions.
Energetically,
we had to be on different frequencies. I did. And as soon as I walked back in the door, she's like, your energy is like not yours.
I was like, you don't smell like you. Your energy is like not yours. Like,
it's not your normal energy.
Yeah.
And it was so hard to, I was telling her, I was like, I'm just calling my energy back. Like, reminding me who I am. We went into bars. I was like, oh my God, this is writhing with the spirit. Like, and I was like, maintain your frequency, Lindsay, maintain your frequency. And it was like, I've been sick. So I was like, I did not have any alcoholic beverages because I was like, I need to not die. And so I was like, I'm going to take it easy.
Good morning, Becky.
But we ended up in...
We are not against drinking
we're not.
At all. Like, we still drink.
But we think it should be used as a tool, and it's got to be used carefully.
Yeah. But whoever walks into a bar sober...
Right. Yeah.
Well, you may start out sober, but you're going to be drinking with your friends and everything.
Good morning, Becky. Yeah, sorry, I tend to isolate during the week because I stay in a higher frequency. Yeah, I bet, yeah.
And Lindsay was the only one out of like 9 people that wasn't drinking. And she texted me and she was like, babe, I see people. She was like, everyone has attachments to them. This is like, she was like, I'm so uncomfortable. It is so low vibe in here. And like, I'm like, but you wouldn't notice that if you're in there drinking with everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But people... You have to, like, with everything, okay? Even with your food. And I'm going to be the first one to say, I don't bless my food as much as I should. I really don't. But we should, okay? Especially the stuff. You can transmute anything with your energy. That's how powerful you are. You have that capability. You just have to use it. So it's the same thing with alcohol. Like... If we're going to drink, we're blessing our drinks, right? I'm not even going to lie. If I have something in a can, I pour it in a cup and I put crystals in there. I'm not kidding. Like, because I don't want the shit that comes with that. There is stuff attached to alcohol specifically, okay? Mm-hmm. And it is intentions that are placed on the alcohol.
By the people who made it. Which is why we try to like do like local breweries too. People who love their craft and are making it as a craft. As opposed to something that was created, mass produced, and the intention is let's get people hooked so they buy more. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you bless a margarita? You can bless any.
Their homemade meals have vitamin L for love.
I love that.
That's so cute.
And we
always bless a margarita.
we always joke too.
I'm gonna post this video today. Remind me to do this because I made it. We were joking the other week and. She goes, babe, bless your drink. And I was like, God bless you. And she's like, that's not what I mean. So I have to post
there are times we try to keep it to as clean, locally made breweries if we are going to drink, because they do, like, they're so passionate about what they do, and that's like what goes into that,
Right.
But nonetheless, we still bless that shit.
Yep.
But there are times where we like to drink. If we're gonna drink, we'll drink like an Angry Orchard or like seltzers, like Bud Light seltzers, or like what. That stuff's definitely getting the crystal can, right?
Mm-hmm. Jack, you wanted to know what crystals are safe to put in alcohol. What do you usually do?
Now, that disclaimer, you're gonna have to go with. I'll tell you what I do.
I do not want you to choke on your crystal.
Yeah, you can put ones that do not dissolve in water, like rose.
There
yes.
you go.
So I do rose quartz. I do clear quartz. I do amethyst and shugnite.
Shungite.
Thank you. I
Shungite,
can never say that
I think
right.
so, is it?
And or black tourmaline. But that's me personally. But they go on. I'm like,
all at
and
once?
So it depends. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I line them up and I connect with them energetically, and I'm like, who's going in? Who wants to go in?
Who wants in?
Right? And they're always willing because I'm connected to them, right? And I appreciate them. I love all my crystals, like, because they are living, breathing beings. They really are. You know? You gotta respect it. You gotta respect them. So.
And thank you, Nancy. Nancy, I think, sells crystals, so you guys check her out for sure.
Yes.
She knows. Yeah. So, I'm less like the crystals. I'm more like angel blessing, things like that. I'm more like intention. But I hang around with her and she's covered in crystals, so I figure that's gotta help. She has a store in
cool.
Etsy. Awesome. Yeah, definitely check
check
Nancy.
that out. And or her page.
Yeah.
I've checked your page
checked
out.
out your page, okay, yeah.
I'm like, my kind of girl. Look at that. And it's so funny. It's so funny that we're talking about this because my son asked me this past weekend when we were like cleaning up around the house. He came in my room to like help me make our bed and everything. And he was like, Mom. And I was like, what? And he goes, why do you have crystals all around the house? There's crystals everywhere. There's always, there's crystals here, crystals there. And I just was making fun of him. And I was like, Susie, what is it?
Susie Sheep from Peppa Pig.
Susie Sheep, ba 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 ba, and I was like, crystals, and he like started laughing.
When we give him a talking to, like if we have to like tell him, walk him through something, he calls us Susie Sheep. So in Peppa Pig, apparently Susie Sheep, she talks and talks and talks. So he's like, especially when he's mad at me, he's like, and Lynn's was like Susie Sheep, blah 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 blah, and we always crack up.
I'd say I probably have well to like 300 to 400 crystals in my house. I have like selenite sticks. There's probably 5 selenite sticks in every room. It's just my life. I'm very connected to the crystal kingdom for sure.
Mm-hmm. And plant kingdom.
That goes back lifetimes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a story to tell. So a few years back, Spirit was like, I get these things where like I get drawn in. I remember I was drawn in by the crystal kingdom. And at first I thought it was spirit. Technically it is energy, it's energy spirit. And so I was so confused as to what I was supposed to do because then the archangel showed up with so it was the archangel showed up, and so I called on Raphael because he didn't show up. And again, I'm not the most trusting person. I've come a long way, but I'm like, Raphael, I'm like, what is this? I was like, I'm like so drawn. It's like in the movie Brave, Mirda, when she's like, she hears sees the little fairy
or something,
the wisps, yeah, or like Frozen, where Elsa hears that like, oh, right? That's what that shit. I'm not
Jamie knew it was
kidding you. This is what this is like, okay? And so I get called a lot to go places from like different, like, from spirit in general. When I say spirit, just so you guys know, I'm talking about archangels, ascended masters, my spirit council. So my spirit guides, angels, so when I say that. All right. And I started getting drawn into going to the craft store. And I went to the craft store and I got pulled into there's a very small section there that has genuine stones to make jewelry. And this was over the course, this lasted for 7 days. Every day I was being called out to go into the store. Finally, like halfway through, I got called into one of the craft stores that was closing. Like they were closing down. The business was closing down and they had just marked everything 70% off. And I loaded up on genuine crystal stone jewelry. I had 3 boxes of this of these crystals, and I remember getting home and like writing them down, and I was connecting with them, and they were so high vibe, and I'm like talking to these crystals, and I was just like I like to be super like organized and have in certain areas. So I got these little boxes to put them in, and I put them in there, and I got them all situated, and I'm trying to like cleanse them all one at a time. And so I get them in the boxes, and I left it in my kitchen. The next morning, my son comes down and he was like, something is wrong in the house. Like, it doesn't feel right. So something doesn't feel right. And he was like scared to go into the kitchen. That's where I had like all these crystals, right? So I walked down there, and everything, like, there's just this friction. It feels very, like, it just felt like strong ass friction. And then later throughout the day, because I'm like, well, I'm not done yet. So I like laid them out, and I was like, it'll be all right. I got the kids to school. I come home. I kid you not. I literally felt like I was being kicked out of my kitchen. And then there was something on the shelf in my kitchen that fell over. How the hell it fell over, I have no idea. I had this fluorite. Fluorite's one of my most favorite I was one of my most favorite brethren. But it was a fluorite wand, and it was like it was probably about like 7 inches long. This thing flew over onto my fluorite stick, fell, and it shattered. And I'm like, that's it! I was like, we are not breaking each other. So when I went into a channel, because I'm like, did I just bring like evil shit in here? Whatever. And I found out that the energy, it's almost like magnets and polarity, that certain crystals shouldn't be near other crystals. And also like the combination, like I didn't like ground them or like have like... Yes, kind of. It's kind of like
what is it?
Yeah, it's like a first aid box.
Do you have a mesa? It's like a first aid box of crystals. Oh, I've never heard of that.
No, well, I have. It is in a box, and it's like all these different things, and I don't know a whole lot. I have not Cannot talk. I've not spent a whole lot of time learning extensively about like if I were to like teach other people how to do everything I do intuitively, and I use spirit to help me and my connection with them. But yeah, so, and then I had to like one by one go through it with the archangels, like, okay, who do I take out? What do I take out? And I had to like rearrange them and move them, and then I have to keep the boxes on separate ends, and then everything was fine. So,
and everybody played nice, and everything was good.
Yeah, everything was fine.
There were just too many kids on the playground.
Yes, and too many powerful kids, and they all wanted to like...
Too many wizard kids.
Yeah, it was all my turn.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Have you heard of anything like that ever happening, Nancy? Like, or do you know about, like, is that a thing, like, that you take into consideration as far as, like, placing them?
And Martin, too. Martin, I know Martin works with crystals as well. Like, have you guys ever experienced that?
Yeah. What do you use? What's your tool to cleanse the crystal? I love just using selenite, because selenite is so... Because I'm a simple gal. I want it to be super simple and easy. And selenite doesn't hold on to energy, and it also doesn't, and it clears everything. Yeah.
I use selenites. I will smudge too. Some of them I do use water.
Oh, I'll do that too.
Yeah. And grounding.
Oh, cool. My cup looks neat.
Or earthing. Yours get along for now.
Might get along for now.
Yeah.
And the crystal bracelets. Can I change the subject really quick and show everybody my shirt?
Yes.
So we were talking about in the beginning, like the first time Andrea and I went on a trip together, and like just being able to be ourselves the whole time, like talk spirit, talk energy, talk all the things. We bought matching shirts, and this is the shirt that we bought. Isn't that cool? I remember we were in Lilydale, New York, which is a spiritualist town, and you can come back.
And
now.
that we'll tell more about that story too.
Yeah, I think that's going to be in the podcast.
But
like,
yeah,
we're
that's
talk more
about
about our trip, because like some weird shit happened on that trip. But it really was the catalyst for our coming together. We were like just two gals going on a road trip, and lo and behold, just magic sparked.
That was a bad one.
So. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the podcast yet, go check it out, please. The episodes are not too long. They're only they're like
keep them 30 minutes
or
or
less,
less.
which is like a beautiful aspect because we could talk for days, but we're not going to, so that you guys have time to like.
And I know too that
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go watch a video, if I look and see that video is like an hour long, I will not watch
I know,
it.
I
unless
won't either.
I
Like-
feel really drawn to it, so we try to keep it short.
Yeah, so definitely check it out because Andrea's latest episode, the part 1 of her God Day is like it's just like it's a really good story and you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, guys? Make sure you're tapping the screen and share the live. Share with your friends. Share with your whoever.
With your whoever's.
With your whoever's. We really appreciate it.
With your
I'm gonna tap it
whoever's.
too. Tappy tap tap.
Good morning, Gina.
Good morning. Welcome.
Oh, tappy tap.
I want to say too, we need 4 more people for our next raffle, and I'm chomping at the bit to do this energy analysis. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, we have subscriber only chat tomorrow, every Tuesday. You guys, like, only our subscribers get to talk. So especially, and you guys, all of our subscribers on now are like Lindrea Co-Star, Starseed Tribe. You guys make sure you're on tomorrow so that you guys can get in here and we have like you have more individualized time to chit chat. Thank you, Caitlin, for
Yes.
the gifts, love. How are you? Hello.
Merch. When is our merch coming out?
That's she made up this whole beautiful design. We were like ready to go, and then they were like, I don't know if that's it, if that's the one.
Yeah. I will be out before the end of September.
Yeah.
We are committed to that.
Good morning,
Just
Miss
don't
H.
know an exact day.
I can't wait to work with you, Miss Haley. Got your inquiry, and we are going to be working together, and I'm so excited. So excited.
Yeah.
Yay. Hey, Fiery Touch.
Super sleepy today, but hanging in there. Yeah, I feel you, Caitlin.
like a groggy
It's like,
day.
yeah, it's super rainy and
Yay.
here today.
Yeah.
But I love these days too.
I know. They're like very
Kind of.
relaxing.
I have like a love-hate relationship with them, but
Yeah. Oh, guys. And my voice is on the mend. I'm almost back.
hello.
And I slept last night. Can we tell them just like personal story just because it's cute? So I was at a bachelorette party this weekend. I didn't sleep at all. I was up coughing every night. I think the dry air in the hotel room, like being overexhausted, being around a lot of people, all the things. I slept like a log last night. I was like out cold. And so but Andrea said, she's like, you did snore a little bit. But that was about it. She's like, I didn't hear you coughing. And she's like, actually, you want to tell it? Because it was cute.
Yeah, so I was having a bunch of like random dreams last night, and I started to have this dream of like hearing. I thought like somebody was snoring in my dreams. I thought it was like my son was snoring, and then there was another part where
You said you had a dream that he was falling asleep at school and he was snoring.
yeah, and then he started falling asleep and snoring, and then it moved into somebody else around me was snoring in my dream, and I'm like, can you just stop? Like, stop, because I couldn't like focus, and like I felt kind of like overwhelmed, and I woke up. And Lindsay's like right here.
Like here.
Daisy's like right there, snoring. And I'm like, all right, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So then I was like, she like has not had any sleep in the past couple days. Like she came home like
I was
so groggy.
Oh my
and,
God,
like,
I was so tired.
you know. So I was like, I cannot wake this girl up. I cannot wake her up. I gotta let her sleep. But how the hell am I gonna get her away from here? So So I like leaned over and I like shook the bed like this, and she was like kind of like that, and then I flipped over real quick because like whenever at the end of the night like we'll snuggle, and then it's like, all right, we're gonna go.
Space.
We're both gonna take our own space. So I did that, and then
That's
she like
that's
moved
the indicator
over.
that snuggle time is done. So I must have subconsciously knew, okay, this is done. But oh my God, I was probably like sleeping my best sleep, like all snuggled up, because I love my face being smushed up, like I'm like right in your ear.
So
sorry, not sorry.
But it was successful. I didn't have to wake her up. So
Oh, okay. All giggles aside, Asia, what's going on? She said, I'm close to giving up, but I'm trying to keep pushing.
yeah, what's happening? What's happening?
What's happening to you with you? So cute. It probably wasn't that cute to like in her ear. No, it was really sweet though. Yeah, Asia, what's going on? We are sending. You know what? We are sending you love. We are sending you love and healing.
Yeah.
And some like.
If you want to talk about it, we are here.
I'm picturing like when I send my energy towards you, it looks like is it Pocahontas when the wind goes by and all the like the leaves are blowing in it? The whisper, yeah. Is the colors of the wind? That's the song. But I'm just seeing like wind coming in, like coming up, sweeping under you and like pushing you. Spiritual battles, self-doubt is kicking my ass. Oh, it's a big one. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Do you need Andrea to do her spiel? Her, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? But really, remember, outside of this like 3D world, what it all looks like, you know? Like you're a soul first. You're a soul. You are a big, badass soul.
This, Asia, this is actually happening because
I was fine. I just started crying for no reason all day when I washed my hands. Oh, wow.
Okay, pay close attention to this.
A lot of energy.
Pay close attention to this. There are a lot of things, yes, that you have kind of touched on that you're working on healing that is just coming up. It's just releasing. Cry. Let it cry, okay? In regards to the self-doubts, and guilt. There's something big. Like you're about to clear something big. You hear me? Like, hear me. You're about to clear something big. Okay? And the source of this is like between the ages of 5 and 7 and 9 to 12. Pay close attention to the signs that come up. Okay? It feels so heavy because it's right there and it's literally, and I don't think you're aware, like quite aware of what that is. So you're not opening the door. So all you have to do is allow yourself to acknowledge what is right there. Ask spirit, say these words. When you are feeling that, like, step into that feeling, because, like, I feel like your chest is heavy. When you, like, put your hand over the spot where it feels the heaviest and say, ask spirit, like, call in your spirit guides, call in the angels, 444, 444, 444, right? And then say, I'm calling in my spirit council, and so it is. Put your hand over your that spot that's the heaviest, and say, what am I to learn from this? Show me, reveal this to me. And so it is. And within the next 24 hours, you're going to have a bunch of shit come up, but just be prepared. Write it down, okay? Write the stuff down like during the day, and then at night, sit with all of it, go over it, let yourself release, and you'll clear it.
And that washing your hands, there are so many your hands are portals. There's so many energetic lines that run off each finger. You have chakras in the middle of your hands, and especially if you are a more hand-oriented, I'm a very hand-oriented, energetic person. A lot of healers have a lot of like sensory and energy around their hands. When you connect with water, which water is very like cleansing, and it also conducts electricity, you're like allowing that energy, some of that, especially when you're washing your hands, sometimes that's the only present moment we have during the day, where we're like only like looking at ourselves in the mirror or watching ourselves. And right, Nancy, water is feelings, it's emotion, yes. So just know that like you connected something in that moment, and that's why that was able to release. That was able to release. Yeah. So if you have to utilize the water, like set an intention, I'm going to take a shower. And showers, think sorry, I'm very like more the scientific one of the two of us, but that as the water travels down you, like you're actually conducting electricity, and it's helping bring energy through you. And the water, the pipes, everything like goes down into the ground. So you can use that with visualization to, thank you so much, Martin, for the cream. Use it with visualization or set an intention that you're allowing it to like pull down and wash out down the drain and into the ground to be transmuted. And it'll help get things moving. Oh, and she's a kid's book illustrator. I forgot. Trying to finish a bunch of projects so I can do my own artwork. Yeah. Put your love into all of it. Like, I know it's probably got to be hard when you're doing like filling out somebody else's dream, right? But it's also important to like just your expression in general, even if it is inside somebody else's lines, you put your own love and your own signature on everything that you do. Let that passion flow through that too. Yeah. You know? And
real quick, just so your counsel is saying this is important. When you're going over or like reviewing back to the things that are coming up, and or also around those age frames that I gave you, they said that you're going to say, but I already am aware of this. I already know. I've already like looked at this. And they're saying, but you haven't done it. You've done it with a wall up, right? You looked at it as in the form as like a survivor. Like I went through this. I overcame this, so on and so forth. But you need to be able to do that in a vulnerable state so that you can actually release what's in there. Because when you go with walls up, you're not letting that out. You're literally, it's like just looking at it through a window. So when you allow yourself to be vulnerable, and this goes for anyone, you have emotions that are sitting there that you're experiencing and you're feeling them. And it's like, it sucks, right? And you're like, you may be triggered by that, or you want to cry over it, or so on and so forth. And you're just like, yeah. And then somebody walks in the room and you're like getting yourself together and you're moving on. Like, you can't do that. Don't stop. Like, that maybe wasn't the best analogy, but don't like cut yourself off from those emotions. When things are sitting right here, okay? Think of like acid reflux, okay? Think about like when you feel like you're going to throw up, like legit, like physically. And it's like, you're like, it's right there. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's the same thing with this energy. The energy that is at play, that is like literally right there. It's asking to come up. It like literally energetically wants to vomit just to get it out. And the key to doing that is allowing yourself to look at it. Look at it. Sit with it. Allow yourself to feel sad. How many of you, when you're feeling sad, that's exactly what it feels like. When you are feeling sad, or you're feeling discontent, or you're feeling anxious, how many of you, the first thing you do is you try to make it go away? So you're picking up a coping mechanism. You're pacing. Trying to make it feel better. You're trying to find something else to do. You'll turn on the TV. You go to social media. You eat. You go get in a car and you're like, I'm going to go to the store. What is in my... When you start feeling those feelings. Mm-hmm. There we go. Come on.
Every time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're doing your own disservice. No one wants to feel like that. We know that. Okay?
The body doesn't want to feel like that. It's trying really hard to get you to do the opposite. Like, get out of this.
Yes. Okay? So what you do instead is you say, God damn it, Karen. Come on. Like, come on. Just sit with, ask. All you have to do is ask. Just ask. And I'm going to give you, I played this out for you. This is what this looks like. So I'm all triggered. I'm hot and fury. Like, this was me yesterday. I'm so uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so uncomfortable. I was like, I feel so sad. Right. And I'm like, and you get wrapped up in that. So that is common. You're going to get, even the most seasoned of us that do this, like we do this for a living. I still get wrapped up in it time to time. And Lindsay was like, sit down, like let yourself rest. And I'm like, no, I can't sit down. I need to keep moving because if I don't, like, I feel like I'm going to crawl out of my skin. And then that hit it for me. And I'm like, okay. And so I project whatever it is I'm feeling out in front of me so that I can see what is attached to that. So how that would look like for you is you just say, when you see that, acknowledge it. Okay, I see you. You're here. You're coming up because you want to come out. I need to see who you are, what you are, and where you as an emotion in the emotional body are connected to, so I can open the door and let you out. And then wait. Go on about your day. Give you about 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. You're going to be sitting there. You're going to have memories come up. You're going to have smell come up. Like, you're going to have visions pop into your head. Someone's going to say something. You're going to stub your toe, and it's going to be like, what? It's just going to come out.
I did that the other day when I was like, I was feeling sick. And remember, I was telling you guys, I'm like, I'm draining, like, literally my body. I asked for healing. This is the healing. I slammed my elbow. How do you do this? I slammed my elbow in the door. And and Andrew's like, is it like, she thought I was like crying in pain, but I was like, it just was enough to get me started. And then the flood works came. I was literally like sitting on the floor of the kitchen sobbing. And in my head, it's so funny when you get to this point because you're watching yourself release, and in your head, you're like, yes, excellent. Because you're like, I'm feeling these emotions, but I've done this so long now that I know that like I needed a good cry. I needed to get this out. This is getting things rolling. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, excellent.
I didn't tell you. That happened to me Saturday night.
It did.
Saturday night I came in because I was really sad and I was having like a rough time Saturday night, and I came around the side of our bed, and I have this big like table there. It's kind of like my little altar type thing, and I got the last 3 of my toes, and I had felt like I needed to cry like all weekend, like bad, and I couldn't do it, and I just like hit my foot, and I was like, ah! And it just like came out.
Yeah,
it's funny how that happens.
I want to say for Asia too, I was like
Asia, you are not alone, honey. We go through those times where it's like, get me off of here. I'm done.
Yeah. But Asia, a lot of your stuff I feel like it's just like you're angry at yourself, like inward directed anger. And I know you were saying something about like getting on Facebook and how that like makes you like triggers you a lot because you just hate seeing people hurting. Facebook is as bad as the news. It's as bad. I get on there sometimes and I'm like, I want to like see how people are doing. But it's one of those things. It's low vibration. It is. There's a reason why like a lot of people have phased out of Facebook. The young people aren't on it anymore. It's like the older generations. I mean, us and like up above, because a lot of those people dwell in like they go on there to dump. They do. They go on there to dump and it's like, well, listen to my sob story, and it really does. It is like low vibrational,
which is crazy because think about this. Whenever there's something going on in the community or even on the news stations and stuff, like I don't even watch the news, but I've seen this a couple times, like sitting in a waiting room or whatever. And they're like, join our Facebook community. Everyone moves everyone back to Facebook.
Yeah.
Tries to get, and we're like, we've sat here baffled for a couple years now. We're like, why is everyone always trying to push everyone back to Facebook? Because no one goes on Facebook anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
But so be careful with that. Like take a break from it. Take a break. Because remember, the things that are happening out there, it makes like even on social media, even on TikTok, like I've said this before, but when Andrea and I like first, came together, this was my first same-sex relationship. And I was studying because I didn't know how to be in one of these. And the algorithm picked up on that. And all of a sudden I'm getting all this like lesbian TikTok, right? Which I thought was great. But then I go out in the world and I'm like, where are all the lesbians? There's like millions of lesbians out there. Obviously, because my reality, my For You page is showing me that everybody's a freaking lesbian. And then I go out and I'm like, I don't understand where all the lesbians are. There's none. I don't see any. There's maybe one over there.
Yeah.
But I was going to be like, there's one over there with a bat, holding a soccer ball with a baseball cap on. But I don't see any other ones. Yeah. Sorry, my sinuses are getting weird. But I had to remind myself that's not my external reality. That like I have to go walk outside your door.
Rage.
Walk outside your door, go for a walk, and look at your reality. Are people being hurt? Are people dying? Are people... And I told Andrea the same thing when we first started getting together. I remember like the hypochondriac thing. That was real. That was real. She has come like fucking eons from there. But she was really wrapped up in the state of the world for a really long time. Of like, this is going to happen. Like, they're going to take control of us. The government's going to do this. There's something bad's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. She was packed and ready. She had a plan. It's all beautiful being prepared. But the reality like of it, I was like, there was the one time you said, I think it was you. I had another friend who was like this too. They're going to come and force vaccinations on us. And she and her kids are not vaccinated. Or not fully or whatever. Like none of our kids are fully vaccinated. But she was like so scared and she's like, it's happening. He did it in one state and they're doing it in another state. And I was like, walk out your front door.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't you? All right, it was somebody else then. Walk out your front door. Is this happening outside? I'll go outside. Is this, go to the grocery store. Is it happening right now? Is it happening to you? Or is this something that you heard only because, is it part of your reality only because of social media? If it is, obviously you want to be prepared. But if it's something that's like so far outside of you, you gotta stop taking that in. Because you're gonna kill yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself by worrying about what's out there. And you're actually creating that reality. You're actually drawing it into you as you sit in that vibration. So why did I get on this tangent?
Just don't get like sucked up into it.
Don't get sucked up into what's going on in the outside world because it's not your immediate reality. Look at your immediate reality and come back.
Asia, you would be like, we need to do a session with you because one of the things too that you need to understand is that your energy and like what you're here to do,
and Gina, that's okay. It's part of his path.
Like
I did the same thing.
Your soul was hesitant from the get-go to come here because of how freaking sensitive you are, but nonetheless you still came because like you have a job to do here. Coming off of antidepressants, that's like the first thing that they push on those that are
amazing fucking badass souls.
Yeah, there we go. The special ones, right?
Mm-hmm. The lights. They want to dim your light.
Yeah.
It's the first thing.
Because when you go there and you're like suffering from this and you're feeling all these things or you're not feeling anything because you're like coaxing out, they're like, oh, let's help you. But it's because that's not normal. If that was normal, then everybody would be depressed and everybody would be on a depression medication, right? Because that's what they push. And I'm not saying it's bad. If you need it, you need it, okay? So anybody that's on here that's like, this is not about feeling bad or like, oh my God, I have to get off this. You will know when it's the right time. Like in Asia's case, she's like, I'm ready to come off of this. So what happens with that is you come completely back online. And you are super, super freaking sensitive. And you suck up a shit ton of energy. And it's sucking you because you're not grounding yourself. You're not clearing yourself every day. And then you're hooked up to your child. And your child is trying to like, y'all are like, y'all got a like strong cord bond there. It's going to make you feel like you're batshit crazy. And you're super, super sensitive. It's like everything you see affects you as though you like were touching fire. So be aware of this, that there's nothing wrong with you, honey. You've come back online fully and it's overwhelming. So you need to like, yeah, girl. Oh my God, I feel you.
In Asia, give for anybody, if you guys are like wanting to connect with us and you're having trouble with like the funding, we do have payment options, like installment options. So just message us privately and we'll work something out, okay?
Myra! Girl!
Myra. Hi, Myra.
Hello.
How are you? It's so good to see you.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. I love that. Welcome back to the tribe.
Yeah, so are you we're about to.
How do I clean and ground myself? We're
literally in the
adjust.
process. It's gonna be coming out this week.
Yeah, we're gonna do like a really super cost effective, like
we're gonna have a small
protocol.
like self study where we just teach you how to do all these things in regards to like clearing your energy, protecting your energy.
Yeah.
Like we'll have some of the basics in there, like grounding and stuff, but also bigger things because let's face it, like at the time and where we're at, and all of us being light workers and star seeds, this is like you need big shit, okay? Because we have big shit thrown at us every day.
Yeah.
Energetically. So we're gonna have like protocols on there of like things you can do to create like I almost said ritual. It's not a ritual. Like a routine for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. For like you can do morning at night or morning, afternoon, evening. We'll have those things in place. Remember, the more you do this, the easier it will become. Your brain will become, it almost goes into like an autopilot. So all you have to do is like you summon that protection by just like thinking of that, and then it takes place. So it's like, it's really, really good. That's one thing that you can do, but definitely you need to be grounding. You need to be grounding your energy. You need to be clearing yourself. And you need to stay away from shit that's making you feel like Facebook's making you feel like that. Stay off Facebook.
Yeah,
stay off.
It's kind of like when we were talking about alcohol earlier, right? Like when you drink, like you do have to be careful because it opens up holes in your aura, right? When you get off of medication stuff too, and your body has to like reroute and there are a lot of places where the medicine itself puts up walls and boundaries. Because think about it, medicine is trying to block things. And when you take that medicine away, or you start to wean off medicine, those walls and boundaries that were artificial are now gone. And so the body has to like be like, oh shit, I'm on, it's my cue. I need to get back in gear and figure this out again. And until it does, you're going to be more susceptible to things and open. So that's what I was feeling with you too, Asia, is like just being super mindful of like where you're surrounding yourself with, because you don't want to like take that on until your body comes back to a place of homeostasis. And this is for anybody. It's like getting off of medication. It's like I like getting off of birth control. I stopped birth control after like 7 years of being on it when I was younger. And when I stopped, my body had to relearn how to ovulate. It had to relearn how to cycle. And it was like so out of that rhythm that it was like, wait, I have to produce like this. I have to do this again, because it was being done artificially. And it's the same thing with like anything else. The body and the energy body are like, they're so used to like you were doing it artificially. Now I have to come back and do it the natural way, and getting back in the natural flow. And it does take some time and leave you open and susceptible, because that cap is off. It's like the lid that was like holding you in a certain place is now gone, and the body wasn't ready to replace it yet, you know? So it's like scrambling. It's like, and in the meantime, you're going to be more open and vulnerable. And speaking of open and vulnerable, we start talking about my story of being
Thank you for the rose.
Oh, and she said, I want to be happy, not fake, true happy, not fake happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it does exist, and you're on your way. You are on your way. Yeah, we had to disconnect from social media for sure. Like take breaks. But we were talking about like, I went to a bachelorette party this weekend, and one of the places that everybody we went to this, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Cape May, New Jersey. It's beautiful. There's like song On the Way to Cape May. It's like super cute and beautiful.
I haven't heard
that. Anyway, it's an old people song.
That would explain why. Okay.
And it's so cute, but like super historic, like old. It's like old. And just like, but this one building we went into was called Congress Hall, and it looked like some kind of like old governmental thing, but it's like an inn, like a hotel. Like,
thank you, Asia.
Thank you. Burr, burr, burr. I'm gonna do that every time.
We're gonna give you some AI excitement.
Yeah. Every room in this place looked like it was like, I could picture people in like the 1920s, like hanging out like at this like swanky lounge. It just was like so filled with energy. And of course, the place they all wanted to go was the basement. And they had turned the basement into like apparently a pizza place and a bar. And we went down there, and it's like low ceilings, it's dark, it's concrete floors, and like old stone walls. And And we walked in there and people were like, it was younger people. They were dancing. They were sweaty. They were a mess. And it was like immediately when we walked in there, my sister got a drink spilled on her shoe. And she was like, this is like college all over again. And you could just feel the vibration dip. And I'm in there and I'm the only sober one. And I'm like, I am Lindsay, I am Lindsay, I am Lindsay. I am. And it was like, but I was looking at everybody and being the only sober one in there. It was so crazy how I could feel, I couldn't like necessarily see it, but I could feel, like I could look at a person and feel the energetic attachments they had on them because their auras were open and susceptible, and because of their emotions, like their reason for being there. They were like, if somebody was there, like, I'm escaping reality, or I'm here because I want to say like connect with others, but in like a more toxic way. Like I want to sexually connect, like I want something from people. Like the amount of like, I could feel like these little like orbs on them, like in their energetic field that was just like sucking from them. And I was looking around, I was like, this is like a fucking horror movie. And I'm like, so we eventually like went to our own corner and created our own like happy bubble, like my friends and I, and like, and it was good. We danced, it was fun. But in the process of like getting there, you really can see how easily when people are in like a vulnerable state and then they add things that open up doors.
Bye, Martin. Have a good night.
Bye. Really like, you don't want to put yourself around that stuff if you don't have to. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to like keep yourself above that. And that's one of the reasons too that we're creating this video series that we're going to be sending out for you guys to check out, because we want you to be able to like maintain yourself, maintain your frequency everywhere you go.
Yeah. And I cannot tell you how many clients that I've had personally that they're like, I've struggled with this my whole life. Like, I'm super sensitive. I have trouble going out into social settings. I don't like going outside of my house, so on and so forth. And the craziest thing, like, and it's just, I just love this, because I'm like, okay, well, that's going to end today. And they're like, well, I've lived with this my whole life. Okay, yeah, but you just need the tools, because number one, you need to know who you are. You need to know what you are, right? Like how super sensitive you are, how open and susceptible you are to certain energies. Everybody is. But if you're an empath, you better get a hold of that real quick, because that's how you change your life. Right? You bubble up, you put up protection around yourself, you're cleansing and grounding, you're shielding your energy, you're putting on your spiritual armor, like these types of things. It's night and day. It is freaking night and day. Okay? Because when you do that, you're now just sitting in your energy. You're not getting drained everywhere you go. You're not being siphoned everywhere you go. Okay? Mm-hmm. And it makes a world of a freaking difference.
Yeah.
World of a difference.
All right. Well, this is lighting a fire under our ass to like get this done, because we've been talking about it. We were going to put it in.
I'm trying to think if someone's on here that we've worked with that has done the exercises. Some of our exercises.
I don't know. Is Caitlin still on here?
Caitlin, are you still on here?
But yeah, we were going to put it on TikTok series, but I think it might be a little bit too elaborate, so we're going to put it in on another platform, and then when you purchase it, you'll get a login and you'll just get to go in, and we're going to make it super cost effective, so it's easy for you guys to like hop in and grab, and you have it for life. Okay, so you get it on there, memorize it, and do it. Yeah. So, but none of this is like to scare you guys or anything. Like,
not at all. It's
just
to
like,
help you.
It's the world we live in. Like I've said a million times, like our bodies have not not evolved as fast as our society has. And so all of these things like that are thrown at us every day, we're like overworked and underpaid, and we our energy is struggling to keep up. So these are all things that are going to help it do that.
Yeah.
Because when you're balanced, then you can balance other things, Yeah.
And then once you learn these things, you can also apply them to your children or your spouse.
Exactly.
Or whatever you may have a little bit harder time with your spouse. They got to do most likely.
Yeah, who was it that said?
The children.
Asia, my husband stopped drinking, but when he did, he was draining to deal with. He came back online, full strength.
Yeah.
But yeah, That is funny. I remember when you were like coming off of like medication, and you're like, I don't know if you're still gonna like me. On the other side, you're like, I'm a lot to deal with, I'm a lot to handle. And I'm like, girl, I'm excited to see who this is. And there were like moments where she'd be like, she's more like able to be more playful. Like she became more able to be playful and like more childlike. And that was stifled at a young age. And made to be like undesirable. She's like, people always said I was too much. But like you being too much is you like, we need you to be too much. This is why, this is like how you get your message across, you know? It works now. It didn't work for the box they wanted to put you in, but it works now, you know? And that's for so many of you. A lot of the things that were like, that people tried to like push out of you as a kid or like put a lid on were the things that like that you now are desirable. And even like in the normal mainstream society, it's desirable to be outgoing or different or more like against the grain. Like it's, people love that. And that's how you get ideas and entrepreneurship and like all this stuff. Like, so sometimes it's like, you gotta remind yourself that you don't have to be in that box anymore. Like you shining is what's gonna get you into your, like, help you fulfill your mission here.
Yeah.
Oh, Caitlin
is on here. We've worked a lot with Caitlin. Caitlin has we've put you through our protocol of our energy exercises. How did you feel they helped you? Because Caitlin herself, I won't get too personal, but she is a starseed. She is also highly sensitive, and everything we've been talking about, like Caitlin has, gone through that as well. We've worked with her on that. Rach, you said, I know he's an empath. Who are you?
Her husband.
Oh,
she was saying like about him coming back online like after drinking. I'm sure that was like really bogging him down, you know?
I thought that was Asia.
Was it? Oh, was it? I'm sorry. Was it Asia or was it Asia? Oh, I'm sorry. So wait.
Was it?
I get confused. Oh yeah, it was Asia. I'm sorry. So Rage, what was that? I'm not sure. Should I get pop back in? Sorry. Knowledge you guys gave me.
Yes, oh my fucking God. The tools have been absolutely incredible. I don't know how I lived without them. The knowledge you guys have given me. Aww. Thanks, Kaylee. But yeah, I mean, it makes a difference. Like, like once you know and you know how to use it, then...
and when to use it.
It changes your life, you know? It really does. Like, when you apply these things and you stay consistent with it, it's like, it's a game changer. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's get cracking.
Yeah.
Add it to the other list of things we got to do. We've just been trying to do like one thing at a time because we just have like a lot of projects we want to work on and get out to you guys.
I feel when I cleanse my energy, the flow of life just pours.
Oh, yay,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hard part too is like, or not the hard part. I think in the beginning is knowing you got to do this a few times a day. So if you're having a rough day, then hit it. All right. Like cleanse yourself, grounds, put yourself,
But Caitlin, do you feel like it's got like that once you like knew the exercises, like understood them more, that it became easier to do them? Like, do you ever feel like you can do them faster now?
Yes, it's like a habit. You have to really get into a good habit.
Yeah.
So now you just like or go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Well, when you do energy exercises over and over again, think it's like a muscle, and you're training your muscle to do a certain thing. When you practice energy exercises, like we got on the live today, and Andrea's like, "Oh crap, we forgot
for the likes.
We forgot to bubble
Everyone
up.
Tap the screen.
Yeah,
Give
make
us
sure
some
you guys
likes.
are tapping the screen.
Let's get to 10K, please.
10K.
So that TikTok will send us out to more people.
Yeah.
And we can make new friends, guys. We can make new friends. Everyone tap the screen. Let's make new friends. Hi, Ash K.
What was I saying? When you do it enough, your energy body remembers, and then you only have to think of it many times or come into the awareness of what you need to do, and your energy will do it. And a good way to tell is like if you yawn or take a big sigh, that means energy moved. So there are sometimes where I'll like call my energy back, and we'll talk about this in the program we're doing. and I'm just like, I'm Lindsay. And I normally would do like a whole visualization around that, but I can literally just say I'm Lindsay and remind myself, and I feel my energy like come back because I've done it so many times. And I was saying, we got on today and Andrea's like, oh, it's Monday. We forgot to bubble up. And I was like, done. I was like, done. It's done.
Yeah.
That quick, because my energy remembers how to do it. So it might feel like a lot at first, and you're like, how am I gonna do this every single day? But the more you do it, the more like it just, your energy body remembers and just does it.
Yeah.
So bubble wrap. Yeah.
Yep.
Bubble wrap that shit up.
That's not to have like a spoil alert, but one of the shirt designs that we are going to be coming out with is this bubble up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yeah.
cute. It's
Bubble
cute.
up, bubble up.
Bubble up.
Yeah. I always want to sing the Double Mint Gum song commercial when we sing that double your pleasure.
Double your
We need to make it in. We make songs up all the time.
Yeah,
Bubble
we do.
your bubble your body, bubble your iPad.
Amber said that's what I say. Bubble up. You know what to do. Yep.
Yeah.
what
To
we
your
say.
energy field.
Bubble up.
Yeah, you know what
bubble
to do.
up.
Yeah. It's like putting on your like this is so stupid. The like Power Rangers, when they get into their big suit, they're like they get into like their thing. It's like you hop in and it's like big and forceful. You're like, that's what you want your energy. Remind your energy body. You're like, I'm not this little dude like walking around. Like when I fully encompass my energy field and who I am, I'm like this big monster. Like what's the one has a Triceratops and one has like a T-Rex.
Yeah.
And they sit in it and they command it. You know, that's you. Yeah.
What did Caitlin say? And yes, I'd say 100% everything absorbed into me with the course. I notice things daily that I normally wouldn't when I'm in a lower vibration.
Awesome. Yay!
So
Yeah, guys,
Caitlin was a
Caitlin's a graduate from our 6-month coaching program, our group coaching program, which was like so much fun. We're gonna be reopening it in October, guys.
enrollment opens up again in October.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot, but it's doable while you're doing your everyday life. It's a group coaching program, so there's community aspect of it too, and you get one-on-one time with us as well as like group time, as well as like video, like the videos that you can watch at your own rate and your own pace. That literally we have dumped everything into these. We have dumped everything so that you don't have to sit here and listen to us talk all day. Do like a video a week, couple videos, like a video a day, whatever. Anyway, but this is our baby, and this is like it's like Caitlin said, like this has helped. This is like, it's meant to help you know how to do all this shit for yourself for like a lifetime.
We teach you how to heal. We teach you how to handle.
And how to do it yourself too. So you don't have to go running to and to get the messages, more importantly. What is Spirit telling me? Like how many times are people coming to us like, what are they trying to say? And it's like, here's how to decipher. So that you can just go out in the world and do it. And you don't need, better damn well come back and hang out with us. And Caitlin's still here. Because she's part of our tribe. She's part of our soul family. But you have the tools to walk through it, to walk through all your shadow work, to walk through the depths of everything, and also bring up your vibration in any situation.
Oh, Caitlin said, I swear, once that information absorbs and you practice it, it works.
Yeah. Yes. That makes us so happy.
Yes. Picking everybody. We're all family, you know? It's like we're in this together.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all walking each other home.
Yep.
You know? I love that saying.
That was at
a when I volunteered in hospice. There was a sign on the refrigerator in the break room that said, "We're all just walking each other home." And I think of home, when I think of home, like home is like coming home to yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, coming home to who you really are. And everyone that you encounter along the way is part of that for you. Even the ones that seem like they're counterbalancing that.
Yeah.
They're all part of it. Even like the ones who were like giving you the most challenge are the ones who were like sometimes giving you the most growth. So coming home to yourself. Home is coming home to yourself. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. It really is. I'm going to write that one down for a post idea.
Get it, babe.
Social media girl here. But it's true.
Yeah, it is.
And when you come home to yourself, this is heaven on earth, guys. They always say like, and they said this and they say it's in the Bible. They say it in like the prayer of whatever.
That's a shirt. Is that a shirt?
It should be a shirt.
It should be a shirt.
Yeah. Yes. All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
It's
yes.
As they're like as on heaven as in as on earth as is in heaven.
It should be a shirt. Well, then we will make it a shirt. Let's write it down.
Yeah.
It's now a shirt.
Okay, so home. Oh, and it's the true meaning of home where the heart is. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's so much that's like tied into that though. Like think about it. Like home is where the heart is, right? So it's like coming home to yourself, but your heart chakra is also the seat of the soul. Like
exactly.
Like now you have the seat of self, and the seat of, you'll hear seat of soul is in your solar plexus, but this is God's source, right? Like this is like, and then think of, being home is being one with your creator, whatever that is for you. Okay. And it's like in likeness and image of, and it's just, it runs so deep. Like the meaning of that just runs so deep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But it's coming back to your soul self, and your soul self is an expression of God source. You can't come from God source and not be a part of God / source.
Gina says it's hard to learn to look within when you've been made to think to look outside of yourself. Absolutely. That is that is something that we actually teach in our course. Is how that is what we've always been taught, and how to break that conditioning that's been placed upon us, and how to like literally dive within yourself and how to do that. Because a lot of people are like, but I don't know what that looks like. I didn't know what that looked like either, and it took me years to figure it out.
Yeah. There are a few types of programming that happens here. We were just talking about this. We took a walk last night and we were talking about TV shows. And you guys might have heard this. We've heard this on TikTok. How they call television shows programs, because they're literally programming you to think or feel a certain way, right? We run off of many programs, but the majority of them come from what we either experienced, saw, or learned along the way, or what was taught to us from society. So we have personal programming and we have societal programming of this is how I'm supposed to show up in the world, or this is what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
And we've been taught from an early age, like we need Prince Charming to come sweep us off our feet, and that's gonna like give us our happily ever after. Like we need to find love from another person to feel good. We need to be successful in order to feel good. We need to, all these things. And you're right. Like if you don't, and then so we're trying to grow out here when the growth needs to happen in here. And when you grow in here, all this stuff falls into place. The success comes after that. The love comes after that. Yeah. All of that, the healing, the health comes after that.
Amber said that's why shadow work takes so long. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which is why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Because we don't have time to waste.
No.
Now everyone is going to, this is going to happen for, sorry guys, my hair's like,
so sexy.
Oh, thanks babe. Everybody is on their own time. Everyone is going to wake up and come to these realizations and have these epiphanies and these big aha moments and stepping into themselves in divine time. But that divine time, too, is you find us, you're ready. Because you just energetically aligned. So, and we want to make that process straightforward. And it's funny because we've had people on here that, or just have said in general, like, you can't wake people up. Like, this is a scam. You can't do it because everybody's journey is different.
You can't like help people. Like spiritually aligned, like align with your like true soul self. Yeah. And they talk a whole bunch of shit. Yeah. You can't do that for other people.
You can't do that for other people. And it's like, no, there's not a one size fits all, but the way home, there's a surefire way. Right? And it applies to anyone and everyone on their journey. And that, as us being twin flames and our mission, that is what we are here, specifically us. Okay. That just happens to be our mission, what we are here to do. We went through the entire freaking protocol of God source. Let me tell you, and that shit ain't fun. But we went through it all to be able to teach what it is that we're teaching here. So,
Yeah. What do you think about the shadow work journal that's blown up on TikTok?
Have
you seen it?
I have seen it. I have
Okay.
not seen like what I have not seen the whole book actually, like personally, what's in it, so I can't like vouch and say, wow, that looks really good. I can say I'm really, really excited about this awareness around shadow work.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for that because
Yeah.
that is what we teach. Like, this stuff needs to go first. Mm-hmm. It has to go first so that you can step into who you are. And that's when shit starts to roll.
Right.
And so, you know, there is like that, and that's an aspect of this protocol, you know, is like this stuff has to go. It has to go to clear way.
Yeah.
When you refer to shadow work, do you mean working through our demons, our baggage? Yeah. Okay.
See, we don't really call what we do shadow work. We do that more
Yeah.
as like a way for you guys to understand and relate. Ours is like, what do we call ours? It's
so we teach
soul
you
remembrance.
Yeah, we teach you how to shed all false aspects of yourself. Okay, so a lot of people can like refer or consider that shadow work, but there's actually a lot more that comes to shedding all the false aspects of yourself, laying it all down.
Especially because as you shed, you need something to replace it with. So that's where the reprogramming comes in, my reprogramming, and not in like a toxic way, but giving your brain is a tool. It's a computer system. And if you're getting rid of one program there, you better have something to replace it with. Otherwise it doesn't know where to run. It's going to go in circles.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, so you could do, yes, shadow work is good. You know, like you can go through and start working through that stuff. But you got to have the other parts of it. There's more parts to it.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know that the mind, the body, and the soul all work together, okay? They all work in tandem together. If you are only healing one aspect, and that shadow work is on the spiritual side, in your spirit, your soul, okay? But it equally has shit that needs to be done in the mind and in the body. And so you can do all the work here, but if it doesn't happen here, it's not going to work. So, that's why we don't call what we do shadow work.
Yeah, it's full soul remembrance. It's coming back to your true soul remembrance.
Right.
Because when you're there, you have already shed that stuff and you've already stepped into your remembrance and you're living it. So that means you're using your abilities. You are aligning with your passions. You're moving forward. So shadow work, when I think of shadow work, it's just trickling. It's stepping backward to address. And our program, our protocol helps you step back, but also step back forward afterwards. Doesn't leave you hanging back in the past.
Definitely. And just remember too, like how unbelievably powerful you are as just a being. Okay. So don't give that power away in believing, I think this is important for, Bigelow, I think. Yeah. And so what I'm telling you, this is actually coming from your counsel, so just be aware of this.
It's for Bigelow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch the words that you say because you are a pretty strong manifester, okay? But more so on like the divine masculine side. So a lot of the things that you say or thoughts that you like bring into, be very mindful of like not thinking or giving that energy to words such as demons. Like even you just saying that, if you think about that for you personally, your energy goes right there because that's how you are made to work because you are such a master manifester. And then it's like literally like, girl, you like throwing out a fishing line. Right, like and you just start like pulling that stuff in. So be mindful of that.
Mindful of your wording. Baggage is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, instantaneous sometimes.
Did a lot of work on my mind, but my body needed to purge because it was holding on to so much. Yeah. And we've had clients come to us and they're like, I thought I cleared this. I thought I worked through this. I thought I did this. And now I'm sick. And now, like, you know, I still can't come off medicines. I still can't do this. I can't because it's not just one area. You know, it's not just like a one and done. So,
and that was the beauty of us like coming together to be like a team in this mission was because we have both sides of the coin. Like I healed my body first. That's how I learned. And I was the one who was confused when I was like, so then why do I still have problems? Because I did everything. But I was only focusing on the body. And Andrea was focusing only on the emotions. And then she left the body like hanging. And then the body's like, hey, I need help too. And so we both like together, we always say, together we make up one whole ass person.
We healed those and then we healed the soul together when we came into union.
Yeah, but we really realized like how much we call it the, what do we call it? The Fantastic Three, there's something trifecta, Sacred Three. Like,
that's what we call it.
Yeah, the Sacred Three, like the mind, body, and spirit. You have to heal all of them, and like in order to get where you want to go. They all kind of, and sometimes it will be like I told you guys last weekend, I did this like powerful, like kind of like, severing of an old like past life thing for myself. And I said, now, because I knew now my body needs to get on board with this. And I was like, all right, spirit, like, please help, help me upgrade my new way of being in the body. And I got super sick. Just to like let you guys know, we have 7 people living in this house total. I'm the only person who was sick. No one has gotten, like, it has not been contagious. I'm with her all the time. No one else has gotten sick. I was just with 9 people this weekend. Effects. Yeah, so like side effects, yeah. So it's a side effect. It's a side effect of the healing, and I was on board for that. You know, even though it sucked, I was like, I'm open to whatever it is that needs to get my body online.
She purged some sore like core shit from like past lives that were like old attachments to the soul contracts and so on and so forth. Severed that shit.
And like this is something I can now do for you all, which is freaking cool.
Yeah, that definitely came up because that was
what I'm clearing, I'll just give you like a sneak peek. I'm clearing oaths and vows made in other lifetimes. Because especially a lot of us that were healers in other lifetimes or seers or like medicine people, we took different vows or oaths to either protect us or to be submissive if we were part of like an organized religion. And those things they're very strong, and they carry on with us oftentimes into future lifetimes or parallel lifetimes. But this present lifetime that we're in right now talking to you, and they can affect you if you've like done all the other shadow work and the other healing, and you're like, why am I still stuck here? It can be that you created this bond and you've been living from it within this lifetime. So we sever that, we change it, and
that can be like vows and oaths on so many different things. And like I'm next in line. Now that you're back, because we had to like one at a time. But this is, just so y'all know, this is how this works. Everything we teach you is because we were divinely guided through this process from spirit. Like we have to, which I'm so thankful for, because I love what I do. I'm thankful that I'm able to help people, like, and you know, but it also like we have to go through it like the whole 9, so that we can turn around and then teach it. So everything we do, just know that it comes from personal experience.
And spirit led.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So.
Yup.
Kings. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we can.
You guys, yeah. Anybody have any questions before we head out for the day? Anybody have any questions?
We made it to 10,000 likes. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we did it. Good job, guys.
Aww,
we want to throw a couple
Kelly.
more. Oh, thank you. If you guys want to throw a couple more likes in there, we wouldn't be upset. We wouldn't be mad at you.
We'll make new friends, guys. Make new friends.
We want to make new friends. Wow.
Push
the button. What was that?
That was cool. How'd we do that?
We made all the comments go like in front. Maybe that's how you can like see them better when like they're running.
I'm wondering. I bet you that was cool.
Learn something new.
Yeah.
How do I join your spirit family? Our spirit family. If you're here, you're already family.
Yeah. but you can definitely, if you want, you can definitely become one of our subscribers here on our lives and join our family here. But
Yeah, we like our subscribers, our Lindrea Co Starseed Tribe. When you subscribe, you get a little thing next to your name, and that way, like when comments are rolling, we can see you better. And we also have subscriber only chat on Tuesday, where like only our subscribers get to chat, and we have raffles and giveaways that you get to be a part of when you subscribe. And this is not a sales call or anything. Just like, this is kind of one of the ways that we like you guys like get, like that mark so we can see you and we can connect easier over here.
Yeah.
But just show up, just like hang out with us.
Yeah.
We're here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or I'm sorry, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're here and like just creating this tribe and growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll have lots of like works in the future. We have classes coming up. We have where you get more like one-on-one time with us, and then we get to connect with you and we get to know your story better.
Yeah. We actually do have a class that is up in open for enrollment now. It's going to be on the 23rd and the 30th. And that is our Welcome to Our Earth School class. So there's a lot of really good information in there. Supposed to work. Lindrea Live.
Aww. Kiddos. Wait, I need to read it. Kiddos bus schedule workout. Lindrea Live. Yay. Yeah. Oh, lather, rinse, repeat.
Yes. And then we also have our podcast, which is I Am Aware Now on Spotify. New episodes are released every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, check them out, guys, because this is story time. This is story time with Lindrea Co. This is where you get all like the behind the scenes stuff about like how it actually looks on the other side, like on this side,
story.
like the shit that we've gone through and how it's like transformed us. And our hope and our goal is that when you listen, you'll get to like understand, like apply that to your own life, you know, like, and see, okay, these are the ups and the downs, but like, this is the beauty of it all. Like seeing the beauty within the process. 'Cause especially when you're feeling like it's just too hard, it's too hard, you know? There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're heading towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we are here Monday through Friday.
10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. So definitely hop on. And tomorrow is subscriber only chat. So if you are a subscriber, you'll be able to comment. Everybody else will just be like, you could just be a fly on the wall. No offense, no discrimination. It's just so that as things get rolling that we can, we give our subscribers that perk so that you guys have that like ability to be more one-on-one, ask questions, and we see your comments easier. Yeah. So, okay.
And all of that information we just spewed is in our link in our bio. If you want to go check that out.
Yeah. All right. So if you haven't thought about it today, remember to look yourself in the mirror today and ask yourself, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are?
Do you?
You badass big ass soul. Do you know who you are?
Baddie.
Remember,
You're a baddie.
Remember who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Remember who you are.
Super important.
Okay.
You are not this being. You are not this like body. Okay. You are not this story of your life. You are not what other people think. You're not any of that. You are literally a sovereign being. You're a beautiful, beautiful, badass being that is here to experience, to learn, to live, right?
Yeah.
To find freedom, to help lead others home, connection. So aim for that today.
Yes. All right. All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you guys.
Have a great day.